Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a little bit of an interesting experiment that I saw on TikTok. I saw a video where a guy he had a table saw, and he took the blade out of the table saw and replaced that blade with only a sheet of paper, and he was able to cut stuff with it. I'm so curious to see if that really works, or if it was just some type of like video, like AI trickery or something. Obviously, I think we've all had a paper cut. So paper can cut, so it would make sense that if you put it in place of a blade and you spin it real fast, that it would be able to cut something. I want to see if it can cut and how much it can cut, except for I'm going to do kind of an interesting twist. I think that in the video they were probably just using like computer paper. So I have some computer paper, just some regular old printer paper. So we're going to use that, but we're going to have 3 different levels. Really 4, because I would like to also do this with a sheet of cardboard if this other stuff works. So we have our regular printer paper. Then we have also printer paper, but much thicker. You can kind of see there's a pretty good difference there. And then we have this paper, which is the thickest. This is like thick as poster board or something. About as thick as 5 sheets of regular paper. So I think that should give us a pretty good contrast and give us an idea of what we can cut with paper. I think this thick stuff, I think we very well could be able to cut quite a bit with that. So the process that I'm going to do is just going to be very simple. I'm going to take this circle maker device, draw a circle. I probably could have made it a little bit bigger. We'll go with that. That's a nice circle. And I'm just going to cut it out. I'm going to do this for all 3 sheets, 5 or 10 circles each. We'll get them in the table saw, and we'll see what we can cut. All right, we got our first little saw blade here. This is just our regular printer paper. You can see how flimsy that is. So we should be able to just put this on. Yeah, I think this might work. Can you imagine the paper cut that this thing would give you? All right. That is quite the saw blade. All right, so first thing we're gonna try to cut is we just got another piece of paper. We'll try to cut that. Definitely need these. Besides your mom, this is the most annoying thing that I've ever heard in my life. I don't know why, but this table saw is absurdly loud. I'm kind of worried that maybe the paper is not even going to hold together. I definitely got it a little bit off balance there. But it cut it way smoother than I thought it would be. Let's try something different. So we all know that paper can deliver a paper cut. So I happen to have the ballistics gel hand that we've done so many experiments with. And we have one nice little finger here on the end. Let's see what we can do. I'm curious what would happen if you were to stick your hand in here. Yeah, the paper... Oh, you know what I think's happening? I think the paper is heating up the ballistics gel. And then it's like, once the gel heats up, it becomes gummy. And it just like gums it down. I think we're going to try that again, but with the really thick paper. Alright, let me swap out this blade. So, before we go any farther, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped has released their new Handyman Compact Face Shaver. So, let's check it out. In the package, you get the Handyman Face Shaver. face shaver. This has all of the quality features that you expect from a Manscaped product. First of all, it has skin-safe technology. So, you can be shaving, and you're not going to cut or nick yourself. I'll even shave a little hair off my hand. So it has the skin-safe technology. It is also completely waterproof. So if you're someone who likes to shave your face in the shower, you can do that. It is also rechargeable with USB-C. But on top of all that, it also has a 60-minute battery life. So you can shave for as long as you want, pretty much. So it is a very nice, compact little package. So if you're interested in this or anything else that Manscaped offers, there'll be a link in the description. You can use code TUBE and you'll get 20% off your order. All right, we got a fresh blade. Now, let's step it up a little bit. We're going to try a piece of foam, which I think should be fine. And then cardboard. Because cardboard is technically like a thick paper, I guess. So, like, paper cuts paper. Okay, so we made it, like, what is that, by half the way through? It's not too bad. So that tells me right there, if we can only make it halfway through this, we're not making it through cardboard. I think we've probably reached the limitations of printer paper because it's so thin. So let's move on to the thicker stuff. So, new blade. I feel like this is going to give us a way better chance. And I'm also going to do one other change. Something I didn't even think about. I have the blade height cranked all the way up, which usually you wouldn't be doing with like a regular table saw. I'm going to crank it down to a reasonable height, probably something like that. And maybe that'll give us a little bit more stability maybe, and allow us to make a cleaner cut. I can tell you right now, this is not going to end well, because apparently this is like, I guess I cut it crooked maybe or something. I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I cannot believe that that just worked as smoothly as that did. I should probably be using the fence to keep it straight. But it seemed like where it was so wobbly that once it started cutting, well, you can see that the cut is like kind of wonky, and it you can see it kind of comes and then goes out and goes back in. But once that blade started wiggling and then it started cutting, then you could tell it kind of like held it in place and straightened it out. I really expected that thing to blow itself apart. So far, so good. I'm very impressed with just purely paper. This time, let's be professional about this. Let's use the fence. Just cut a little sliver off that cardboard. I have a feeling that maybe with using the fence, maybe this piece getting trapped in between here is going to make it like blow itself apart. I don't know how well you could see it, but as soon as the blade went into it, it started trying to turn real hard. That's not gonna work. That's just gonna force the blade to like rip itself. Maybe freehand is the way to go. Okay, well that's mildly terrifying. But, I mean, do you see that cut? That is the worst cut in the history of mankind. Part of that is my fault because I was trying to, like, the blade's trying to curve this way and I was trying to kind of fight against it and keep it straight so that it doesn't, like, blow itself apart. So you end up with a curved cut. So it's like a curved cut, but it's also like a slanted cut because it cut this part at an angle from where the blade, I'm sure you could probably see it, but it was like S curving plus like twisting at the same time. But it stayed together and it didn't blow apart. So far, I'm super impressed. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's a piece of paper. Let's go ahead and go on to the very, very heavy paper, since that's probably going to give us the best chance. Now, I think we're really going to be able to cut some stuff with that. Now we got the big boy on there. Now I think we're going to see some carnage. Revisit that ballistics gel hand. See if we can cut that finger off. I think I might have pushed just a little bit too hard. It was digging into the bone. I'm going to switch that out. We could definitely get through that finger. Oh, look at that. The whole thing just crumpled up in there. I doubt you saw it on camera. But whenever the blade was cutting through, I guess rubbing through the ballistics gel, I could see like a slight bit of like spider webbing almost from the gel being like heated up and slung around. So that's pretty interesting. I bet we can make it cut straight through there. I wondered what was going on. Why there's so much like just fluff being launched everywhere. Completely forgot that the fingers are reinforced with a metal wire. So the paper cut through all the... No way. So you can see it cut through all through the skin, all the way through the bone, and then all the way down to the metal wire, which is just crazy. You can see the gel from the ballistics gel, and you can see that our blade has become completely toast. I think if you put like a real pinky there, and you were dumb enough to hold it there long enough, I think you could get through a real pinky. The blood and stuff would probably soak the paper, and then maybe you might not get through. But theoretically, if you didn't have, say if you had a finger without any blood in it, I think you could cut through it no problem. So now, obviously a table saw is made to cut wood. So let's see if we can cut some wood with some paper. Let's see if we can make it through just a pencil. And after that, I think I might have somewhere a little thin piece of plywood or something maybe we can try. Although I don't suspect that we'll be able to make it through this. I mean, this is really thick, and it's probably just going to be too much. Well, so I'm going to bring that blade back down. There is no way that I just took a piece of paper, cut it into the shape of a saw blade, and then just cut a pencil in half with it. Is this real life? Am I in a dream? Is that what this is? I cannot believe that. Paper cut through a pencil. I mean, yeah, it took a long time, and it pretty much chewed up the whole saw blade. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is chewed to pieces. But it cut through a pencil. A piece of paper not only cut through, I don't know what that is, maybe a 1/4 inch of wood and graphite. I don't care who you are. I think that's impressive. Let's go on to something else. All right, the second to last test I want to do. This is stupid, okay? This is probably not going to work. This is just something, I don't know why. I just can't get it out of my head, and I have to see if it's going to work. Just aluminum. I took a Mountain Dew Baja Blast can and cut it up, and I want to see if I can cut through aluminum with paper. And if I can, that's going to be awesome. Come on. Wow, it looks like a snowstorm in here with all the dust. Okay, so, did it cut it? Yes, it absolutely did. That is probably one of the most jagged, if you want to be technical, it really didn't cut it. It really just kind of ripped it. But hey, it's a paper blade, and it separated the aluminum, so I'll take that as a win. I made one out of cardboard, obviously much thicker, and we're just gonna kind of do like a speed run of everything we just did, just to see how the cardboard does. Like, slightly terrified that the cardboard is going to just like explode, or just not be very good at all because it's so much wider than the paper. But hey, it might end up being great. Okay, that's cool cardboard. Just go ahead and speed run every single thing I just did like it was nothing, and don't even really get wore down that much. I think that's the most shocking thing about this whole experience. I didn't expect the cardboard to hold up that well and do every single thing that the paper did, but all just with one piece. I was surprised with how easily it was cutting this foam and how I was able to just like keep going. I mean, I guess it is foam, but there's some applications where using cardboard could maybe even be, like, dare I say, better than a metal blade, or more beneficial. like say for cutting foam or something. I feel like we learned a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything else that you want to see that could potentially be a good blade replacement for a table saw, leave a comment down below. I'll see you in the next one.